Welcome to AT's Weekly Gripe, and today I want to talk about Ciara and Russell Wilson and why Russell Wilson's a square. Welcome to my Weekly Gripe right here on my AT Insider page, and you can access that by going to www.htcampbellmedia.com. There you can get the latest news stories, the breaking news, you get exclusive interviews, things going on with HT Campbell Productions as our company as a whole, and content through HT Campbell Productions as well as AC Television. Right now, I'm giving you my weekly gripe session. Basically, I have a lot to say on different things going on in the news, things that hit me personally, things I want to say, and today I'm hitting a hard one because this kind of hit me personally because I'm a square too. But I want to talk about Russell Wilson and Ciara and why Russell Wilson is a square and why Ciara doesn't deserve him. Yes, I said it. Ciara doesn't deserve him. Now, me, that's a very sarcastic statement because they have a beautiful marriage. Russell Wilson's a wonderful man. Ciara's a great woman, great mom, great wife, and their relationship is just solid. So the last statement is definitely in pure sarcasm because there are people out there that really, and I think it's mainly out of jealousy, that feel that they shouldn't be together, which I don't really believe. Channing Crowder, an ex-NFL player who has a podcast called The Pivot, actually made such a bold statement about Ciara, which is rapper Future's ex-girlfriend going into Russell Wilson's new wife. I want to read a quote from you. Actually, I want to read a couple of quotes from this man. Crowder says during his podcast, if Russell didn't have that bread, Ciara wouldn't be with him. Ciara, she has a good situation. Then he goes on to say, you don't leave Future and get with Russell Wilson. It's a type. Everybody has a type. And I love him on the field, but he's a fucking square. Okay. I want to get into that completely. What in the world constitutes you? First, sorry for the F bomb. I'm his words, not mine. I want to know what constitutes you to say that he doesn't deserve a good woman. And who to say Future, which, number one, before I get into anything, congratulations, brother. You were just inducted in the GQ magazine as Best Rapper Alive. I disagree. That's a whole nother podcast. But congratulations. I'm not going to take your win from you. Apparently, GQ knows a lot about hip hop. I'm not getting all that. And yes, again, purely sarcasm. But anyway, um, a little background on Future and Ciara, and I'm only going to get into one line. Well, apparently there was a lot of cheating and other babies being involved. In fact, there was a baby actually being conceived right after Ciara had his baby, which is a whole different story. I'm not even gonna get into drama. I don't even do gossip like that. My thing is, I want to get into why Russell Wilson is a damn square. So, Russell Wilson, she met him, married him, now takes care of her and the three children. I want to actually get into a few stats on Mr. Wilson. I don't want. I'm going to put them on the screen. I'm going to read these, but I want you to actually look at the stats. Then we'll talk. Then we'll talk more about Mr. Wilson. He's currently a quarterback for the Denver Broncos. He was active this year after leaving his previous team, the Seattle Seahawks, in which he was with since his draft in 2012. I mean, he has a ton of stats up here if you look at them real good. He married Ciara in 2016, and with Ciara, he has two children and a bonus son because I hate to say stepchildren, with her ex-partner Future. He is a devout Christian. Because he's a devout Christian, he exudes those values among his family. So his family will grow up with values just like he does. I'm not saying Future doesn't have any values, but what I'm saying is Russell Wilson basically has a good heart. He teaches his children how to have a good heart. His wife already has a good heart, and they both do a lot of charity programs and do just different things. Now, to say that Ciara would do, the only reason she's with them because of the bread. Ciara's been modeling and putting her name on fragrances and things like that way before she met Russell Wilson. I mean, they have a media empire now, but it's just she already had money when she met this man. So don't go over here acting like that women need a man for money, either like this is some type of gold digger. I know a lot of successful, chronically single women out here right now who don't need a man, but they do want a man. They want a companion. They want a best friend. They want someone with the same values as theirs. They want someone which they don't have to deal with the drama. So if she's using Russell for anything, it's for the drama-free aspect. Russell Wilson being a traditional man himself, he married Ciara after divorcing his former wife, making sure he was divorced, started dating Ciara, and then they got married after remaining celibate, meaning they didn't have sex before marriage, meaning this man was a legit, and I'm not saying people aren't legit. What I'm saying is he was down on his values. Just because you got brothers out there that want to go around and talk to anybody with a skirt on and talk game to women and disrespect women and everything, that's not him. Somebody likes to go clubbing without his wife every weekend and come home all hours where your wife don't know where you are and can't get in contact with you. That's not him. And miss me with all the stereotypes about sports figures and women, and they automatically got to be players and have a million women, and I'm almost certain Russell Wilson. I mean, everybody, yes, he may have groupies, but them groupies know, hey, nope, I'm married, so y'all gonna have to be groupies over that way. But back to this, I just want to concentrate on this whole square thing. I'm a square. I'm sorry. I work. I do these shows. I write books. I love my wife. I tell my wife I love her. I rub her feet. I write poetry. We go out. We do different things. I gush about her on social media. There's a whole lot of different things. My wife don't have to worry about where I'm at. I'm either in my office, next to her, or when I am out, I'm a phone call away. She ain't got to worry about little women calling saying, hey, I was with your husband, or she ain't got to have a call talking about, I'm having a baby by your husband. She don't have to worry about drama, about BS. You don't realize how bad that just affects your blood pressure. But you're not gonna sit up here and disrespect people just because they like to work every day and they like to come home and they like to read and they like to spend time with their wives. And what job you get, I don't even care what job you got. People like, there are people that like to come home to no drama. There are people who like to go out and not cause any drama. Now, for those of you who think that men are square, which is a dated term, that's like something Eddie Haskell would say. If you don't know who he is, you're too young for this podcast. I actually asked one of my female clients, hey, do you think I'm a square? Like, no, I think da 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 da, and I think square is a dated term anyway. Which I do agree, square is a very dated term. And I have a lot of chronically single women. When I mean by chronically single, and I'm not saying chronically as in negative wise. It's just they'd rather walk barefoot on hot coals and drink brake fluid, hot brake fluid, than to date someone that didn't just date any man that's just gonna talk them out of their pants and leave. They want a good man too. A lot of my chronically single friends say, if that's boring, I want boring. But the thing about it is, that's what a lot of you guys think. Oh, and yes, I'm calling y'all out. Those of us calling us square. There's also, I mean, there's a lot of cool square people as well. And I'm one of them. I'm sorry, I'm a cool square person because I like a lot of stuff. And I get accused of not being a real man, and again, I'm going to get into that because I was Northside born. And I'm, if people know me, they know that I have several levels. I can go for, I'm a nice guy, but then I can also go into Bill Bixby talking about, don't make me angry. You don't like me when I'm angry. And if you don't know that, again, you're too young for this podcast. A man who bought his wife her catalog one Christmas. I think that was one of the nicest gifts he ever gave Ciara. Her own catalog. You know how hard it is to have the rights to your own music? And it's millennials is actually learning. Millennials are actually learning about their own music more than a lot of the older people are. You know, there are a lot of older people that still don't even have their own music. You know, I'm not sure if Stevie has his own music. I'm not sure if Patty has her own music, but I know people like Chris Brown, Rihanna, and now Ciara all have their own music, which means they can do whatever they want to. Snoop has his own music. We bought Death Row. I'm not sure if he has his full catalog, but I think he does after buying Death Row. And I said all that to say this is one of the nicest gifts that she could get from her husband. Her husband has done so many things for her. Her husband, I mean, every time you see them, they're either together, or when you see him, and when you see him out alone, he's alone. You know, people say they want that um, Rock and Michelle relationship. Hey, I wouldn't mind a Russell Ciara relationship. And now comes my gripe about this whole situation. Again, who are you, Mr. Crowder, to judge anybody's relationship? Are you even in a relationship? How many kids do you have? See, I haven't looked you up. I'm not going to look you up. You're not important to look up. But I just want to know, why are you so worried about another person's relationship? I understand you have a right to your own opinion because you have a podcast. But my problem is, who are you to judge somebody's good relationship? There's always people who are quiet that always gets picked on. There's always those who aren't doing anything that gets picked on. Let me see what I can drudge up. That's what happened with the whole ASAP Rocky and Rihanna thing. You try to break them up by saying ASAP Rocky cheated. You know, and I don't understand, why do you want to mess with the good people? Just so y'all can have something to say? And that goes on in real life. People sit in their little islands chilling, and you want to mess with them. And then, and this is going to be another podcast later because this recently happened this week. They're in their own little island chilling, and you want to sit up here and mess with them. And then when they get upset, then you want to talk about them. Then you want to say BS about them. You want to say, well, I always doing this, I always doing that. You know, I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't leave good people alone, because the good people will snap when they snap on you. However, though, I do give it to Russell. Russell did clap back. He clapped back in a Bible verse on Twitter. The whole Crowder thing, this is what he said. I'm going to put it on the screen for you to read. He says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. Galatians 5, verse 22 to 23. In other words, God loves me and my family. I'm not going to let anything you say break up my family. I'm not even going to let my words break up you and your family. I'm just going to let God take you out. See, that's what a good guy does. We can go back and forth all day on whether you think I'm a simp or any of that, but I'm not going to do that. Now, I want to reverse it for a quick second before I wrap this up. I need ladies, not my chronically single ladies, 'cause I know what you guys want, but I need ladies to understand too that if you want a bad boy, get you a bad boy. But my thing is, if you want a little security, you want don't sit up here and think just because Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson that he's boring. Don't let these brothers tell you that a good guy is boring. Again, like I say, we do a lot of things. We go out, we go on adventures. I mean, one day you could be in Vegas, next weekend you could be in Memphis, you could be in Florida. I mean, we like to travel. Women like a man they can vent to. Women like a man they can actually see. A lot of y'all love to be there with the good times, but when the woman's car breaks down, or when she has a falling out with her mother or sister, she's got nobody to vent to, or when something breaks in her house, you're not there to fix it, or at least pay somebody to fix it. You know, you guys aren't there then. That's where us boring guys come in. Us boring guys, we realize if the woman isn't happy, we're not going to be happy. You want a good woman to come at you and submit to you, we're going to have to do the same. When the last time you kicked your woman a good dinner? When the last time you took your woman out? When the last time you had a length of time with no drama? When I mean no drama, I mean there's no drama everywhere, but I mean drama not coming from you. So I'm going to end this by saying we need to wake up and realize that we're all different. Nobody's the same. I didn't say this to down anybody. I didn't say this to say that what's cool or not cool. I'm not an authority on that. What I am trying to say is leave a good man and a good woman in their relationship alone. That's all I'm saying. I don't. I will also say I'm praying for my brother Will Smith. I'm hearing you getting a lot of good, good jobs still, despite everything. People still believing in you. Forget the academy. And that's it for my weekly gripe. Stay tuned for more. I'm A.T. Campbell, signing off.